Hi, I'm back with my gender tag part 2 video. This is really scary, but also exciting and happy for me. I made that video. I was trying to latch onto anything that would inspire me to talk freely at the camera and really, finally put myself out there like I've wanted to for a really long time. And I've just been hiding for so long in most respects in my life. And YouTube was one of those that has always been really important to me. So, here I am. I'm making another video, and I have a lot to share. Since I made my gender tag video, I have gone through kind of like what feels like, I don't know, it feels like it's happening to me or it's happened to me. And what's happening to me is that I'm coming out. So, yeah, it's good. It's scary, like I said. It's, okay. I'm gonna try to keep it together so that I can make sense in this video. Maybe I just should, I don't, my best friend got me this mug because she often has to remind me of this fact throughout the day via text message and Snapchat and various things. And she got me this and she said I have to drink out of it every day. And I think it's really important because right now I'm doing a great job of coming out. So I'm gonna just do it right now. Okay. I know that this is gonna be surprising for people who know me, but I am not what you think I am. And I don't know how else to say that. I think coming out is just about being honest about who you are and telling other people what you honestly feel and what you honestly want. And I feel like I haven't been able to do that for a huge portion of my life. And it's manifested in a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, interpersonal, strengths and struggles. And so to me, coming out is really just about being who I am and not hiding it and not feeling like it's wrong or like I don't belong. So I'm gonna do that. I have 3 things to share in terms of coming out. The first one is my sexual orientation. The second one is my romantic orientation. The third one is my gender. Okay. I just keep thinking that my parents are going to see this one day. And I feel really scared. But this is really important. So I'm going to just say it. I am an asexual, aromantic, trans person. I am who I am. I've always been who I am, and I've spent way too long letting other people tell me that they know who I am and they can see who I am, and that it doesn't matter if that feels bad or wrong, because it does matter. My feelings matter, my orientation matters, and how rare and different my orientation is matters. It's not a bad thing, it's just who I am. I don't really have all the answers right now, and this is all really new. And so I'm not ready to say exactly what my gender identity is. I know that I'm trans. I know that I'm not a woman. Even though I look like a woman, I know this, okay? Look. Boobs. Such boobs and hips and, you know, all that stuff, okay? I know. I've been told my whole life. So I don't need anybody to tell me that I look like a woman or I seem like a woman or I thought you were a woman, because aren't you married to a guy? And yeah, I know. I am married to a guy. I'm a 25-year-old adult person. I'm married to a man, a cis, allosexual, aromantic man. And that's really hard to understand for, you know, me and for other people. I mean, it's not that hard to understand for me, really. It's hard to understand sexual things and romantic things for me personally, but the point is that I know it's confusing. I know that it's rare. It might be really hard to know how to treat me or what to think of me, but I've always been this way, and I've always had anxiety, and I've always had depression. Not always, actually. I think I probably started having anxiety and depression when I was, you know, between the ages of like 8 years old and 10 years old. But that's a really long time. I mean, I don't really remember very much before then. So, as far as I'm concerned, I have always had mental illness, debilitating mental illness, and I didn't know how to recognize it or deal with it until I was an adult. And I'm still learning how to deal with it. And I've gotten so much better, and a huge part of that was just admitting that I had those illnesses. You know, that's a huge step I've made. It's made my life a lot better. I didn't know that I was allowed to say what I feel and who I am, and that it's okay if it's weird. It's okay if it confuses people. It's okay if they don't believe me. That doesn't change what's real. I have several invisible illnesses. I have had to come to terms with that. First, it was my mental illnesses, and then it was my physical illness. And it was really hard to actually own the identity of somebody who has chronic pain. But it's been so enormously helpful. I can't tell you what a huge difference it's made. Not only with how much pain I'm actually in, because obviously when you don't admit that it's a problem, you don't seek out treatment. And now I am seeking treatment, and that helps. Treating your illnesses helps. Seems really obvious. But for some of us, it takes a long time to finally realize that. You know, I think this orientation and gender stuff, it's the same way. It's just I started on that process of just finally facing what's inside instead of running away from it, and actually allowing myself to listen to what's in there and talk about it, and, reach out for help and reach out for validation. And that experience has been so amazing. Like, coming out is so scary and so hard, and I am just the luckiest person to have such an amazing relationship with somebody who knows me so well, and just I have such incredible friendships, and I wouldn't be able to be realizing any of this. I wouldn't feel safe enough to think about it, let alone say anything, if I didn't have the amazing support system that I have built for myself. I know that it's going to be hard for me as a trans person because I look like a woman. So, I mean, it's not new. That's the thing. It's like, yes, it's hard to realize that I'm going to be, misgendered every day of my life forever. And now I know what that is. And it's not just this vague veil of anxious, depressive panic that it has been. It's, it's named, it's got a source, which it never has. And it's always been there. I mean, I've been experiencing dysphoria and being misgendered for my whole life, and it's always made me feel like shit, and I've always been swiftly corrected away from voicing that discomfort that I've felt. And that has prevented me from wanting to share my discomfort. So yeah, I know it's scary to come out as trans, and it's even scarier to come out as, whatever I'm coming out as. Not a woman, not a man, I don't know yet. Agender, maybe. But the truth is that it's not scarier to know that you're trans. It's freeing in a way. It's like when I realized that I have debilitating pain and other people don't. I mean, it seems really obvious, but it made such a huge impact on how I thought of myself, and made me feel so much less guilty for so many things. And it made it easier to negotiate, everything, really. And I hope that coming out as transgender and coming out with my real orientations is going to be similarly freeing, because I can't hide from myself anymore. It's come out. I mean, I feel like I'm not coming out on purpose. I'm just living life, and the parts of me that were ignored and suppressed and just shamed into silence, really, those parts are themselves coming out. They're coming out of me in spite of me. I don't know how to phrase it, but it's like, this isn't a choice necessarily to even come out. I mean, I have to do this. I can't hide anymore. I've always been a really honest, openly communicative person. And after realizing this stuff and putting the pieces together and saying, oh shit, this is real, this is me, it's like, I can't hide that. I can't go back to ignoring it. It's there. It's always been there. And I'm really excited about what happens next. And I'm really hopeful that with this freedom, I'll be able to make choices that make me feel confident and good. And maybe that'll help me be able to leave the house more and talk to people more and just know what I want and do things that I want to do, which is new for me. So I guess I'm not really getting to the second half of the gender tag questions. I think that, to be honest, I need to redo it all because I worked out a lot of things I didn't know about myself while filming that video. You know, thinking about it afterwards, I just kept realizing things like my whole silly, long, convoluted gender identity answer. It's like so many of those things were about other people and how other people want to gender me, and me just saying, okay, I can't change that. I can't control that. I'm just gonna be stuck in this woman body forever, and that means that I can't control people thinking and calling me a woman. But I can. All I have to do is say, I don't like that. And it makes me feel bad. And then people will listen to me. And if they care about me, they'll be happy to change how they think of me and how they speak to me and how they speak about me. And that's an amazing, really transformative experience to have people hear that you are weirder than they ever thought, and to hear them say, wow, I never expected this, but I'm not surprised, and I didn't ever think about that, but now you mention it, that really makes sense, and if you want me to use different pronouns, that's fine, and I'll do it. And it's just been a really amazing experience coming out to myself and to my friends and to my partner, which, you know, I mean, I think I came out to him at the same time I was coming out to myself. He helped me figure out a lot of this stuff, and I couldn't be where I am right now without him. I don't have the energy to explain myself right now. For those of you watching who don't know what asexual is, or aromantic, or agender, but you know, you can use Google, so it's gonna be okay. I hope that I can keep being honest with myself and with other people, including the internet. I hope that I can make more videos and talk more about this, because I know that I feel really weird, and I've always felt very isolated because of that weirdness. And I'm a very rare breed of identities. And so I think if I can talk about it and help other people, then I really have to. And that's what I want to do. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.